Back in Accra, residents of Ablekuma, Joman are lamenting what they describe as an unauthorized demolition exercise by armed police and military men. Residents woke up to an ongoing demolition exercise on Saturday. They were told their land belonged to government. Residents insist they have documents from the chiefs in the community. We have one of the residents, Maxwell, to tell us what really happened. Maxwell, good to know you are on with us. First off, describe how describe to us the extent of damage after this exercise.
Hello.
Yeah, Maxwell.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. I think I'm Maxwell, reporting from Ablekuma, Joma.
I'm asking you to describe to us the extent of damage after the exercise.
Oh, okay. As I'm talking now, I think the extent of damage is we cannot count the number of houses that has been, I think, demolished. But looking at how the pictures and the video that are sent through to your reporting this thing, you can see that I think there have been a lot of buildings, and I think those have been completed. These are human beings are still staying in, and those are not in, has all been destroyed. But we can't count the number of the buildings, and I think it's a lot. It's a lot.
And Maxwell, it's night already. How are the affected residents going to spend their night?
As I'm speaking now, I think by the time that I was living at that place, I think a lot of people have still been to their. I don't know where they are parting their things. You can see a lot of them have been still waiting for. We don't know. I can't tell for now how are they going to manage, but because as I was living at the residence of, those that the houses belong to them, they were still there, don't know what to do, stranded around just like that, and I think it's been a worrying day for them. So, but as I'm speaking now, I don't know how they are going to do for now.
What is the chief saying in the area? What's the chief saying?
Okay, right now, I think the chief, the time that the demolition was going on, the chief wasn't around. So it was part of, the elders and one or two people that lived in the chief palace that approached the militaries and one or two people to discuss what exactly about the situation. And they were saying that, according to the laws and one or two things that is given to them for them to, build the houses around that river, which is the Wija River. No? It's 100 meters from the water to where you build your house. And a lot of people have been entering into more than the 100 meters that was given to them. So that is the main reason they were saying that. That is the main reason that they are doing that exercise. And you can see if your reporters or anybody that can come around, they can come. You will see a lot of buildings are far away from the 100 meters that they are talking about. And most of the times, what they are saying that the chief and those people that are around, the elders, and most of them are aware of what is going on now. So now that we are saying that we don't know. Nobody that buys the land or nobody goes for a free land over there. It is the chiefs who sell the lands and those people that sell the land over there, sell the houses over there. So what that we are saying now is that, we don't know what is going on, whether the chiefs are involved or the other people are involved. They didn't ask for anything. It's not your paper or whatever, your house, indenture or whatever. Or that they will tell you that remove your things in your house, and they will start everything going on.
All right.
But not all the places that has been like maybe 100 meters and something like that. So that has been the issue now.
All right.
So now we don't know where the chief.
Thank you very much, Maxwell. He is an affected resident at Ablekuma, Joman, where the demolition has happened. We shall keep an eye on that and keep you posted in our subsequent bulletins. But let's touch on this story. A security expert is asking government to ensure the rule of law is adhered to. That's, according to him, is what can sustain the continued peace the country is enjoying. This comment comes as the Ghana Armed Forces unequivocally ruled out the possibility of staging a coup under any circumstances. Vice Admiral Seth Amwama, the Chief of Defense Staff, made this clear during a courtesy call by the executive members of the Ghana Journalists Association. He emphasized that the military's role is not in governance, but in safeguarding the constitution and the will of the people.
That brings journalists and the military into confrontation is especially with the military police at state functions. Some journalists have the notion that if he's on the camera and is taking, a shot, forget about any other thing. But then the military police are also charged with maintaining orderliness at state function. And so where a state official like the president is coming and somebody is so focused on his camera and the military police has to clear the way for the president to pass, it results in yes, some confrontation and things like that. We will have to address that issue in a way, and then military police. Of course, we say that in every house there's a Mensa inside. So you would have an individual who would misbehave. Please feel free to report to the Provost Marshal, who is vested with the power to enforce discipline among the soldiers. So if immediately something happens, inform Provost Marshal, and then it will be resolved as quickly as possible, even before it comes into the press that some soldiers have molested a journalist and that kind of thing.
Marshal, once your phone should always be active. And I think we'll take the contact of your leadership.
Yes.
Before.
And security analyst Paul Kuluni-Boateng is advocating for the need to uphold the principles of democracy and ensure fair practices, adding that acting in the contrary has the potential to stir up disorder. He joins us on the phone lines from his base in the UK. Paul, good to know you are on with us here on JoyNews Prime. With recent unrest and military takeovers in the sub-region, one would be right to say such an assurance from the armed forces really is welcoming.
Yeah, I think it is in order because where he sits, he cannot say anything contrary. So it's something that they do. Just recently, I think yesterday, the CDS of Nigeria said similar things, giving assurance to the Nigerians that they are there to protect the Constitution. In fact, that is what it's supposed to be. But as he rightly said, there is a fear behind what he rightly said. You cannot be, in the minds of everybody, every soldier. Even if you are a hypnotizer, it is very difficult to read the minds of the military officers. And looking at the rates these coup d'etats are going on, it has this kind of psychological effects, contagious, So people, maybe one military officer who have been observing what is going on in other countries and seen all these coup d'etats can also be motivated to take arms. So it depends. But one thing that I have come to know is that if you do the right thing, you uphold the principles of democracy, especially respect the rule of law, civil liberties, and there are jobs for the youth. If any military officer take gun, try to overthrow the government, the people, the citizens in the country will chase that particular officer away. It happened in Cote d'Ivoire. when General Gay came for the second time, he wanted to, stage another coup. The citizens chased him away. So if the principles of democracy, if you are able to stick to principles of democracy, then you can be assured of no coup d'etat. But if you go contrary, I'm afraid coup can happen to us.
All right, but one can ask or may wonder whether the CDS indeed speaks to the state of mind of all his officers. Really, is he well placed to give this assurance?
That is why I stated earlier on that where he sits, he cannot say anything different. And don't forget that his position is a political appointment. So he cannot say anything different. He will continue to give assurance. And this thing do happen. And as I said, it is difficult to read the minds of soldiers. What happened to Ekufu and the Champon? They were very good friends. What happened to them? The next day, Ekufu came to office and pointed gun at his own friend, called him brother, said, step down. And what, he even arrested him, jailed him, gave him house arrest. It do happen. So for the assurance, yes, it's welcome. But you leave the rest to the Almighty God.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul Boateng, for your time. He's a security analyst speaking to us there. You're still watching JoyNews Prime. Here with me, Pius Kojubaka. More after this break. Hello, welcome back. The Electoral Commission has called the bluff of some political parties and CSOs demanding the expansion of the limited voters registration to the electoral area level. Now, there has been chaos at various district offices of the Electoral Commission as prospective voters scramble in new long queues in quest to be captured on the register. The Commission has come against criticism for restricting the exercise to its district offices. Director of Electoral Services at the Commission, Dr. Sribwa Kweku, has been responding to the criticisms.
The Commission has been mandated by the Constitution to perform certain functions, and the Commission has no choice but to obey or to perform such functions. If the Commission does anything contrary to what it has been mandated to do, then that becomes antithesis. And I wouldn't want to know the word that to be used for them, because the main purpose of your being is to do certain things and you decide not to do it. But before I proceed, I want to say that for the media and the CSOs, your attention is register them, register them, register them. That is the focus of the media and the CSO. And probably that is maybe the reason why maybe you are quoting my chair. At that time he was CSO. But when you come into the kitchen, that is where you see that your responsibility changes. The thinking of the Commission is that it is to register people and also to protect the sanctity of the register. That is very, very important, which nobody is talking about. You are going to compile voters register that will be used to determine who leads Ghana in all fronts. What goes into the register should be something that should not be, that can bring about issues. If you remember, in 2016, there were a lot of issues about the sanctity of the register, a lot of demonstration, what have you. The Commission insisted that what we have could be used for the election, and it was done.
Now, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says it is unacceptable that Ghana lost 64 million cedis to more than 6,000 fire outbreaks last year. Now, speaking at the commissioning of some cadet officers of the fire service, Dr. Bawumia explained that these outbreaks led to the death of 50 people and charged the service and citizens alike to work in reducing the numbers.
Fire outbreaks have dealt a big blow to us as a people in the past years. Individuals, organizations, institutions, and even government have lost properties and other valuables to fire outbreaks. The repercussions of these losses, especially that of the loss of human lives, have been dire and still difficult to grapple with and come to terms with. Ladies and gentlemen, last year alone, the nation lost in excess of 64 million Ghana cedis to 6,796 fire outbreaks, resulting in 50 deaths and 241 injuries. A situation which is unacceptable and one that we must all come together to find solutions to. I am reliably informed of how fire outbreak figures continue to dwindle across the country. This is welcoming news to all of us, but most importantly, an indication that fires are indeed preventable if we all decide to work towards preventing them.
It is still raining discounts and freebies for patrons at the ongoing EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair. Now this year, the event is making its debut appearance in the vibrant city of Tema. A diverse range of vendors are present, offering everything from land sales to pre-built homes and all their essentials for creating a comfortable home. If you missed out on the first and second day of the clinic, here's why you shouldn't miss Sunday's edition. Michael Ashale was there and now reports.
This is the JoyNews EcoBank Habitat Fair, and for the very first time, we are in the industrial city of Tema, right? And all our exhibitors have brought certainly nothing but the best to this particular fair. I'm standing by this door, right? And this is supposed to be super lock technologies. Sometimes when you're home and someone rings the bell, you're wondering who is that, right? There's a solution right here, and the person is behind this. When the person rings the door, you get to see who is behind your door. Let's show you who is behind the door. Yes, it's a rep from Superlock, right? Thank you very much for doing this with us. So, why do you think this is an important invention to have as a house owner?
So this is just this replaces the regular people that we have. But unlike the normal people where you always have to be, you always have to be behind it. This one can take a picture of whoever comes, and when you're not at home, you can see whoever came to visit you when you are not here. You can take a picture of intruders or whoever that comes.
Interesting. So I can even see who was behind my door if I'm not home.
Yes, exactly. So when they come in and they press the bell, it takes a picture of whoever was there. Then after that, when you come in, you are not home. You just check it and you see it.
Generally, your specialty are doors, right? What about this one? I see this is very hard.
Yeah, this is a galvanized steel door. It's a security door. You can use it for your front door, your back door, whichever one that you prefer. Yes. And this door, they don't rust, they don't corrode, and they have a locking system that's very unique.
You can open that so that we see how that looks like.
You don't find a lot of this on the market, but you have bolts on all the sides, so top, bottom, and on the side as well. And with just 1/10 of the key, it locks and keeps you safe.
Wow, that's interesting. But I'm sure the question on the minds of people after seeing all of this is whether they can afford it.
Yes, they can. They can. When you want to compare the quality and the price that you're getting, this is very, very affordable. In the market, you don't find doors like this.
And that's it for the bulletin. I am Pius Kojo Bakal. Let's do this same time next week or tomorrow, I should say. See you. Bye.